Okay, so good morning. In this video, I want to talk about some of the different web simulators that are out there that I've used to help me build my factory. One of the sentiments I've seen online, on Reddit, especially, is that it's frustrating to try and build a new factory or work with new factory parts when you have to tear down your whole old factory to do it. And it'd be nice if there is some kind of test area or a simulation area in game to do these, especially when we already have the tutorials which work as simulation areas, and it'd be nice to just have that, right? Unfortunately we don't, but we do have some awesome people in the community who have stepped up to make these different tools for us to use, so I want to talk about those. The first one I'll talk about is enfieldtools.dev. This is the first one I kind of started out using. What I like about this one is that, oh, what is this? It's pretty easy to get into. I mean, they're all kind of hard to get into, don't get me wrong, but I kind of figured it out pretty quickly. It was kind of easier to work with in terms of, like, if you double click, you can just, it'll auto route belts for you, and you can edit the belt to, like, move differently and stuff. The aesthetics is a little unique, but it makes it easy to see what's going on, of like input outputs, right? You can see where's the port, the water ports and stuff. So it depends if you like this kind of view, which I originally started out using. Like I said, it was pretty easy to get into. It will also, as you can see, run a simulation for you that actually works pretty decently. Fluids is always kind of a toss-up in these things, but it usually runs pretty decently, to see, like, hey, am I making something crazy or not, right? Uh, so, that's one option you can use. If you like that, just look down below. I'll have it in there. The other one I want to talk about was NCAD. So NCAD is my preferred. I like what NCAD has accomplished here. I like the way it looks. Having the buildings here makes it easier for me to see the aesthetic look in my like as I'm building this, as opposed to the factory simulator from Enfield Tools is much more abstract, right? Um, but like I said, it depends on what kind you like. Um, the buttons here are a little easier to work with because it's stuff like E is to do belts, right? Q is to do pipes, which we're a little bit more used to, right? At least it replicates or mirrors what's in the game. It makes it a little easier to work with. But you can do some cool stuff here, like you can hold shift and grab a bunch of stuff. You can move it, but you can also flip it on the vertical axis with V, or flip it on the horizontal axis with H, or just press escape and get rid of all that, right? And so that makes it a lot easier. Now, it will properly flip this, so when you flip this, uh, when you flip it, flip, there we go, V. I need to press V, not H. It will flip, like, the ports and stuff for you, right? So just pretty nice to use. It has some different stuff you can work with, but if you like the way this one looks, and you've probably seen a lot of people using this, NCAD is here that you can use as well. The last one is one I actually needed to remake this whole video for. It's the Enfield Factory Sim.dev. And the reason why I brought this one over is because I found out it has a really useful feature. So it's also another abstract one, right? So you have to kind of know, like, oh, that's the output, right? So I'm gonna, like, do my pipes and stuff, and you draw it. I do like that you can draw on it with Z, so you can draw stuff like, hi. But the thing that I found that made me make this video is I was kind of messing around with this one because I remember seeing this on Reddit and I hadn't used it too much. But I was looking through here and I saw a few things, but I looked at this, recipes and graphs, open the production chain. So I was looking through here and I was like, hey, wait, this is kind of cool. Like, I clicked on amethyst bottles, but what this does for you, you can click a recipe such as Citromate, canned Citromate A, Citrome. I always call it Citromate, I don't know why. From Valley 4, right? I'll use that because a lot of people have already made this before. Or actually, you know what? Let's do HC Valley Battery. Where is it? Where are you, HC Valley Battery? There you are. So what this actually does, I was kind of looking through it, and I noticed that it does tell you how much of each building you need to make these things. And I thought that was very useful. So working backwards a bit, you need one packaging unit to produce the HC Valley battery, right? And it tells you the output is going to be 1 HC, but it tells you it needs 10 steel parts and 15 dense iridium. And so you're like, oh, okay, this is the part I need, and it splits out into its trees. So you're going to need 3 grinding units, supplying dense originium powder, right? Because you need 15. It produces 5. Uh, I'm not gonna go into all that, but you need 3. This times 3, that's what you need, right? And then it tells you, okay, you need originium powder and you need sandleaf powder. Okay, where does that come from, right? I need 1 shredding unit, and I need 1 shredding unit for the sandleaf powder, 6 for the originium ore. Okay, trace it back even further. Where does the sandleaf come from? Or ore comes from wherever, right? You get that from the world. Sandleaf comes from a planting unit. Well, where does that come from? The sandleaf seed. What is sandleaf seed? The planting unit, the seed picking unit, right? And so it doesn't tell you like the infinite loop here, but you know, if you're building at this point, you probably already know how that works. But it's very, I thought that was very useful. I wanted to bring that up. But this one actually shows you how many buildings you need to make this. I think some people might find that very useful, so I wanted to include that in. And then you can just build it. You can pin this to the page, so I already have it pinned. So you can kind of quick reference it up here, like, oh, what am I building? And you can arrange it down here. Or you can use it in conjunction, right? You can drag this guy out and do, like, kind of do it side by side, right? So you're like, oh, I need how many refining units do I need? Or shredding? I need 6. And you can come over here and put down your 6 refining units. You hold control, you can put down more, right? You can put 6 down. Well, you'd probably organize them better than that. And then you kind of plan it out, right? So I think this might help. I wanted to include this in here, take a little longer to talk about this. Ooh, excuse me. But that is another option you have. And if you just like how this looks and you want to build in here, hey, be my guest. But I wanted to put all 3 of these out there for people to see. So that's all for me. I'm going to tackle more videos talking about factory and kind of teaching little things about factory, from especially the Reddit thread I did of suggestions. Now that, you know, the test area half of the patch is out and my factory is mostly done, I don't have too many more changes to do, so I'll start working on stuff like that instead of tinkering around in NCAD all day. So that's all for now. Want to put that out there for you, and I'll see you in the next one.